response. Let me see if I can break this down for everybody. Ms. Reynolds, you're saying there's a change of
Ms. Lemon?
circumstance.
I'm
I'm sorry,
sorry,
Miss
just to make
Lemon.
sure.
Miss
Okay.
Lemon. Forgive me.
Okay.
I'm looking down at one of the pleadings and it says Reynolds versus Reynolds. So that's why
Right.
I'm looking down, looking at my notes and reading. And forgive me, but the court filings and the dockets will always say Reynolds. They don't change it to Lemon. It's
Right.
what
I
it
understand.
was
Yeah.
incepted as. So what we've got here is the basis for your change of circumstance is essentially that he changed jobs and that he the overnights went from 182 and a half to 185 versus 180. That's your pleading.
No, that is not. To clarify that, if you look at my pleading, it says that my job has changed, his job has changed, and that the original agreement was made under false
Well,
information.
the original agreement has been ratified by the court, so I'm stuck with it. Okay. What is the change in your job?
I was a full-time student
Okay.
and doing real estate, and as we know, real estate has
Right.
tanked completely. So
Right.
have been trying to find a job now that I have graduated, but because of the, yes, corrupt nature of the court, there's a felony on my record, and that should not be there. And so I am
Okay.
struggling to gain employment.
All right. Well, my problem is this. I need a major change of circumstance to review
That's
child support. That's been the
major.
problem. That's been the problem all along. So you're saying you don't have an income now?
Correct. And Dave moved to Tennessee. I think that's pretty major too. He bought a house in Tennessee.
That's not what his pleading says.
Excuse me?
Where does Mr. Reynolds live? He lives according to his response, he lives here in Grand Rapids.
When I requested this entire child support review, he bought a house in Tennessee and he still owns that house in Tennessee.
He can own a house in Tennessee, but if he's living here in Grand Rapids,
okay.
That's not a change.
Well,
my only question here is, I need to know what his income changed because the job changed. So what information I need is this. I need information from his current contract. And if it is the same income, we do not have a change of circumstance and we're stuck with the 36 months by law. That's my explanation, Ms. Lemon. That's why I tried to explain this. I'm like, I don't have the requisite change of circumstance to review child support at this time. You signed a contract in June of 2022. Essentially,
based on the information that David Reynolds was going to be, I was forced to sign that, claiming that that was the only way I could see my kids.
Unfortunately, but there was a lot to that agreement. They waived arrearages,
including the fact that I would be able to see my kids because otherwise I would not be able.
And you are seeing your children, correct? You are seeing your child. Yeah, okay, then.
Only because I agreed to sign that.
You got the benefit of the bargain. And that's my problem. I don't have the requisite legal change of circumstance to review this unless his income increased. If his income increased, I will review this. So what I need is I'm going to reserve on that because I want that information. Once I get it, I'll issue an opinion as to whether there's a change of circumstance or not. Mr.
And so he does not have the kid. He does not have her 50-50. And nowhere in my pleadings did I say it's about a 2-day difference. Okay. That was a benefit that I was giving him to try to resolve things outside of court.
But again, her pleading says 2 overnights. That's
I know. That's what her pleading said.
It does not. Where does the pleading say that he only has 2 additional overnights? Please tell me where the pleadings say he only has 2 overnights.
I will look it up right now.
That's what I'm looking up too, because I know that I read it in your pleading.
My request was for the child support to be based on 2 different overnights, but that was because of a conversation I had with Dave, which he claimed he would be willing to do if I would swap.
Minor daughter Callie spends a minimum of 184 overnights with the plaintiff. That's what it says.
A minimum.
That's what your number 3 is. That's where I got the numbers from.
A minimum. That is not saying there's only a 2-day difference.
And I think you have a typo. Yeah, I think you have a typo. You probably meant defendant, but oh no,
I
you are
didn't.
the plaintiff.
No, I didn't. I meant the plaintiff. I am the plaintiff.
You said 184
either one, your allegation number 3 indicates you guys have almost the same parenting time that was ordered in the previous order.
No,
that's your own allegation.
That's your own
say that we number 3. Minor daughter Kaliana Reynolds spends a minimum of 184 overnights with the plaintiff.
But yeah, that does not say that's a equal split. By any stretch of the imagination. Nowhere there does it say that Dave then has 180
yes,
some.
it does, Miss Lemon.
No,
Yes,
it
it
does
does. So
not.
I will reserve, get me that contract. Let me see what the pay is. I will note the pay in the order. I'm going to let her know what that contract says. And if it says the $500,000 that you're alleging, there's no change of circumstance. Matter of fact, his pay went down 6,000.
Thank you
So,
very much, Your Honor.
all right. Have a good morning, everyone.
Have a great day.
Just to make
reserve
sure,
after I see that.
the additional proofs that were requested, because I know last time that we sat before you, you would not allow me to show the video. That was very clear evidence, even though Jude himself had the exculpatory evidence.
Have you been in front of me before? I don't
Yes.
remember you guys. Okay.
Absolutely, we've been in front of you before.
All right. You're mostly
And
been in front of
you
Judge
would not
Semitis.
allow me to present anything, just like now.
Okay. Well, you've presented what you presented. That's what you've presented it by your motion.
No,
I
no,
read
my
your
motion
motion.
very clearly
Matter of fact,
says
I
that
read
I
it
have a
in
change of
several-
job. It
Okay.
very clearly says I have a change, both in my student status and in my job, that the father has a change, that it's not
Okay.
remained
All
50-50.
right. Again, have a good morning. I'm going to reserve and I will issue it when I look at his income. Have a good morning.
Thank you very
Take
much,
care,
Your Honor.
everybody.
Rebecca Aldrich versus Mark Aldrich.
Court will note the appearance of Mr. Todd on behalf of plaintiff, Ms. Podolsky on behalf of defendant. This matter is before the court on the plaintiff's motion for contempt, and the defendant has filed an answer. You did receive the answer, Mr. Todd?
I have, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like to add, Mr. Todd?
Your Honor, I will largely rely upon my motion, but even since we filed this motion, there have been substantial issues. On December 24th, Mr. Aldrich gave my client a gift, which was a heart stating "to my wife." The card attached, or the box attached, stated "2 honey buns from I will." And there was a poem inside of this gift. Additionally, there have been consistent messages outside of Our Family Wizard and outside of the scope of relating to the child. For example, there were substantial messages on January 9th about Mr. Aldrich's Bible study and asking why my client is ripping the family apart. We have tried to resolve this peacefully and tried to prevent it from going to this point, but I don't think this is just not resolving itself. So we are respectfully requesting he be held in contempt. We're respectfully requesting attorney fees for having to file this motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. As we've stated in our response, the plaintiff in this matter is not telling the court the complete truth. She often initiates these conversations. They are often not about the child. They have been about mediation, resolving issues. And when conversations break down, she's not getting what she wants, then she files a motion for contempt and does not include her part in these conversations. I liken it to the behavior in a PPO. You can't get a PPO against somebody and then initiate that contact and ask that the PPO be violated. That's exactly what's happening here. She's calling, she's texting, she's using Our Family Wizard, but not including those sides of the conversations in her motion. We mediate this case on Thursday. We have repeatedly asked for co-parenting counseling so these parties can get on the same page with parenting their minor child. This is a family with deep spiritual roots. They are trying to guide their child spiritually in her religion through this very difficult time. My client has simply been trying to explain to the plaintiff what he's trying to do as a parent, how he's been feeling, how his brain works in these conversations when she gets angry with him because she's not getting what she wants. And then when he tries to explain this to her, she gets upset and files this motion. We do not believe that there should be any sort of contempt because this is just simply two people who are unfortunately going through a divorce. They're trying to navigate this process, having not done it before. And this is just simply not a case for contempt here, especially with plaintiff's actions not telling the court the complete truth. So we're asking the court to deny the request in its entirety, award costs and attorney fees, and we'll proceed forward with mediation on Thursday.
Well, looks like you need to proceed on mediation on Thursday, but court does note that it does appear that there are disputed issues in this particular case that need to be addressed and to be again flushed out at that particular time. So we'll contact both of the offices and set a time for a hearing in this particular matter if you're not able to resolve things at mediation.
Yep.
Anything else, Mr. Todd?
Your Honor, do you need me to prepare an order or will the court just set that?
No, we'll just set the matter for a hearing and be in touch with both of you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
You as well.